What's up, dudes? My name is Joel Magic, what's up, my guy Crystals, and welcome back to Bad End Theater. In the last video, we had made a bit of a simple start of basically learning how the game works and stuff, and going through adventures, and basically, we've been playing through and trying to get as much endings as possible, which we have 12 out of 41 endings. So now in today's video, we're going to continue our little quest and try to find more endings. So, I think I'll keep going with the theme of like left to right and things like that, and I'll keep doing like one of these guys at a time and try to get some endings. So, starting off with the hero. Also, I haven't saved for a while. There's this whole like saving feature that's usually like a classic thing, but I've not really been saving at all. Like, is it important to save, or I don't really know. I don't know, let's kill them all. Yeah, cut through the demon army. Oh! You find the maiden being held captive by the Overlord, just as you suspected. But for some reason you can't sense any sinister happening. You look at each other in surprise and confusion. This is no time to hesitate. Destroy the Overlord, or ask the maiden what's going on. Uh-oh. She explained that she came here on her own and she was never in any danger. She hesitantly asked why you're covered in blood. You don't know how to respond. The Overlord moves past you and out the door. To see her army in lifeless, bloody piles. She's wailing, it's horrible. This is your chance, hero. Stab the Overlord while you can, but that's also death, and this is all just a big misunderstanding. You hope she'll let this whole thing slide if you could. Just explain yourself. You really tried, but the Overlord is inconsolable. She tears you apart and the maiden watches in silence. As you die, you can't help but think you probably deserve this. Why was the top one a skull and the bottom one wasn't? Tragic hero ending. Ah, no. Hold on. Alright, you know what, actually, let's just go through all the endings that we can. Let's do that again. Alright, slaughter again. And now destroy the Overlord. Boom. Oh, that kills her. What's with the skull symbol then? You lunge forward, driving your blade through the evil Overlord. She screams and falls silent. The Overlord has been slain. You smile, offering the maiden your hand. She takes it. After slight hesitation, she must be surprised at how strong you are. You escort the maiden home. She's oddly quiet on the trek back to the village. She must be too shy to speak. The villagers are very pleased with what a good job you've done, slaying the Overlord and saving a hostage. They throw a huge celebration in your name. You are remembered for generations as the greatest hero village has ever seen. Triumphant hero. So that seems, well, I guess it's not a good ending. So are we trying to find a way to have all four of these guys have a good ending? What happens if I do this again, bravely, right click does that. I slay them, blah, 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 blah. Ask what's going on, and then stab the Overlord while you can. Blam. You lunge forward, driving your blade through the Overlord. Oh, is that the exact same thing? Oh, so she still comes with you. Wait. What difference do we have? Doesn't allow the underling a day off, tells the maiden to leave, or won't let the hero take the maiden home. Alright, so we got like multiple endings for him now. Okay, yeah, like here. So we got the hero finds the maiden and Overlord is upset, which the hero apologizes for what he's done, and then that got me killed. Or it's the hero tries to slay the Overlord, which we get the heroic ending. Oh, but there's something we need from the maiden to unlock it. I think there's like one pathway we don't have yet. Then we have this one, which is the hero begins the story. The hero flees from the demons. The hero is let into the castle without any issue. The underling was hungry though. And then we have the hero reaches the Overlord's room. Everything is fine. And then we got the possessive one and the disloyal one. Let's go with the, let's give her the possessive one, and then boom. Okay, alright, destroy the Overlord. Boom! Yeah, you lunge forward, driving your blade into the Overlord. The Overlord was slain. Yeah, no, okay, it's the same thing again. What am I doing? Alright, okay. Skip, alright. Flee like a coward, okay. Cut through the demon army, okay. Destroy the Overlord! Yes! I am a hero once again! Okay. Alright. Flee like a coward. Alright, ask if they'll let you in. Okay, ask the maiden what's going on, and then destroy the Overlord! Yes! I'm so good at this game! Ask the maiden what's going on. The maiden explains what she was never actually captured. Alright, it was sorry. The rest will return to town to assure everyone of her safety, but the Overlord objects to this. The maiden tries to tell her that she'll come right back, but the Overlord refuses to hear it. The maiden seems nervous. As the hero, it's your job to mediate a situation like these. You tell the Overlord that if she doesn't let the two of you go, you'll have to assume she's evil. You'll be forced to vanquish her. You leave me no choice. No, the Overlord pauses before suddenly jumping you. You're helpless as she disembowels you with her claws. How horrible. You came all this way only to be met with this cruel fate. You should have destroyed these evil creatures while you had the chance. Your dying wish is for the maiden to somehow make it back alive. Naive hero end. No. Then we got the disloyal one. So let's try that one. So okay, turn off possessive, disloyal, and then alright. Oh, and I guess I don't think these matter depending on who we select. So yeah, alright. So we chose disloyal, right? Okay, so flee like a coward. There we go. Ask if they'll let you in. Destroy the Overlord! The Overlord allows the two of you to leave, and you casually exit the castle. You pause when you see a group of suspicious demons standing near the entrance. They're talking about assassinating their Overlord. This proves to you that demons really are foul creatures. We have to tell her about this. You don't understand what the maiden is thinking. The world is better off with less demons. They're all cold, ruthless creatures that should be destroyed. And those same creatures have just noticed you eavesdropping. The maiden takes off into the castle and you've no choice but to follow. You burst into the Overlord's room. The maiden frantically tries to communicate what you just overheard. A demon underling barges in next, calling you liars. It's followed by the group from the entrance who shift the blame back onto the little one. These demons only care about themselves. How low can they be? You begin shouting at them, and the whole room dissolves into noises until the Overlord yells for everyone to shut their traps. She threatened them with violence. This Overlord is no better than her subjects. You grip your sword tightly. If you have to cut through everyone here to get this maiden to safety, you certainly will. The group of demons hiss to each other before shutting the door, leaving the runt of litter behind. They glance around for another second, but there isn't one. You have a terrible feeling about this. And in an instant, the whole room is in flames. What kind of demonic magic is this? The underling pounds on the door, upset that it's been betrayed. You join too, vowing to slay the cowardly demons on the other side. The next moment, the Overlord has taken hold of the underling. It's crying for mercy. She thrusts her claws into her underling's chest, and it lets out a horrible scream. You back away. You won't be the next target for her rage. She continues to dig and twist her claws into its limp body. You can no longer watch. You look at to the maiden. She's crying, hands clasped together in prayer to have faith in its time like this. You envy her. Sorry. The two of you and the Overlord and the underling's corpse are all consumed by the flames. So that's how we all died then. Resigned hero. The hero can do nothing as everyone's consumed by the flames. I thought I was going to say confused by the flames. Alright. Okay, so we're getting through now. 16. So that's 7 out of 11. So we have 4 more left, which we still have what I don't think I could do, but then we have this one. So make her obedient. Antisocial, get rid of the disloyal. Okay. Let's bravely slaughter the demons. I don't think it makes any difference. On your way to the Overlord's castle, you spot a maiden heading back towards the village. She couldn't have come from the Overlord's castle, could she? This may be the exact maiden you're currently seeking to rescue. You approach her with curiosity, and she runs from you for some reason. You wonder what's that all about. When you remember you're covered in demon blood. Oh no, it did matter! Not wanting to look like you're a crazy person chasing after her or anything, you nonchalantly walk back to town. As you walk past the town, you notice the whole village is crowded around. Is that the maiden you saw earlier? She's bound to the wooden stake. The crowd is in a frenzy. Smoke begins to rise and you stand idly by as flames consume the maiden. She must have done something horrible to deserve that. You decide to call it a day and return to your house, but you can't escape the sinking feeling. Maybe you aren't cut out for this role. Spectator hero ending B. Okay, let's try that again, but this time not murder. Flee. Alright, you take your chance again. On your way to the Overlord's castle, you spot her again. She couldn't... You approach her with curiosity. You ask the maiden what she's doing. Doesn't she know that the Overlord's castle is, like, right there? It's dangerous. The maiden explained that she spoke with the Overlord, and it turns out that the demons never had any, diabolical plans to harm the village or anyone in it. Believe her story, or she can't be trusted. You aren't sure you should listen to this maiden. You've been taught your whole life that demons are evil. You ask if she's sure about all this, but she gets very upset that you think she would lie to you. She storms off before you can say anything else. You decide to return to the village, certain that she must have been the kidnapped maiden you were sent to rescue. Glad you took care of it yourself. You take your time walking home. Job well done today. And then same thing. Okay, so is this just still the same thing? That's ending A. Okay. So reset again. Oh, wait. I got something. Wait, hold on. Wait. How do I go back? I can't go back. Okay, whatever. Wait. Like a coward. Alright, she can't be trusted. Alright, believe her story. You have no reason to assume she's lying to you. Even though her story is kind of hard to believe, you feel you should trust her. You tell her you're pretty surprised that everyone has been wrong about demons all along. The townspeople must be informed of this immediately. The two of you return to the village. They had all been so worried, they all praise you for your bravery. But the maiden quickly sets the record straight. There was nothing she needed to be rescued from in the first place. The villagers look to you for explanation. You politely inform them that it isn't your story to tell. You merely ran into her on the way to the castle. She explains that the Overlord isn't interested in capturing maidens or anything of the sort. The villagers turn to you again in disbelief. They aren't being subtle in how little they trust this maiden's story. You totally believe her, but to placate these fair citizens, you volunteer to speak to the demons personally, just in case. The crowd breaks into hushed whispers. You're too busy thinking of what great and reliable hero you are to hear what they're saying. Ah, no. The town elder's voice breaks you out of your thoughts. He implores you to meet with the Overlord immediately and says they'll all keep an eye on the maiden until you return. You figure that sounds alright, but the mood is kind of intense for some reason. Did you miss something? You aren't sure what's going on, but you get the feeling that it might be bad to leave the maiden on her own. But she suddenly takes off running. Oh, you thought the two of you were in this together. Her actions have convinced the crowd that she's obviously been a liar and a witch from the start. People are shouting for you to hunt her down and her demon friends down already, but that doesn't sound like a very heroic task. You can't help but feel these people are wrong. It's up to you to catch up to her and talk to the demons in order to clear this misunderstanding. You valiantly dash after the maiden towards the Overlord's castle. The air becomes dark and thick as you enter deep into the demon's territory. Evil miasma? No, you realize it's just normal smoke. You see the maiden ahead and she's stopped in her tracks, the Overlord castle engulfed in flames. You had only taken one eye off the maiden for a second, but she's already disappeared. You get closer to the castle, but the smoke is so thick now you think of turning back. The maiden might need your help, but you could barely see. She could be impossible to find. She could have been lying to you all along. Was this a trap? Would it be worth risking your life for that chance? Your legs feel heavy. No, going in there would be suicide. You'll return to the villagers and tell them there was nothing you could do. You were too late. The maiden was claimed by the demons. Bystander hero ending A. So the exact same thing. Okay. Oh, so that's not even count as me getting the ending. Okay. We got a trusting one. Believe the maiden's story. Okay. So I got that bad ending, and then obedient, you talk. So that was the bad one I got. What are these ones? This one has the little imp demon guy. Oh, wait, this is blank. Does that mean I can't... Oh, I don't think I can even do it because... Okay, so I need to unlock something with the, disloyal demon. And then over here, we have the maiden overhears the underlings plot to kill the Overlord and goes back up to warn her. Okay, I can't do anything else because the rest of the endings are locked behind these other ones. Wait, 1, 2, 3. Okay, so I can't get any more of the heroes ones, so let's look at the maiden ones now. Okay, let's follow down this pathway first. So we got like, the maiden meets the Overlord, antisocial. The maiden chooses to leave when told, obedience. Trusting, the maiden returns to see the Overlord alone. Trusting, obedient, antisocial, and disloyal. And then maiden. So yeah, obedient, so I have to obey her. And now I can tell him the story. Oh, there we go. Oh, wait, sorry. You explain everything that happened. He's very surprised that demons don't seem to be as malicious as you were raised to believe. The two of you return to the village hoping to communicate this to everyone. They have all been worried, So that's the same. You quickly make it at the point. He does. So this is the same thing again. So sorry if I'm skipping ahead, because it's the same thing, but message really. The crowd breaks into hushed whispers. You hear words like trickery and demon sympathizers being thrown all around, which makes you frown. You're pretty shocked that everyone's this hesitant to believe you. Does the hero even trust you? You aren't sure anymore. He says you should be held prisoner and considered dangerous until the hero's returns. Much to your disbelief, the crowd agrees with him. Because, of course, if you were conspiring with the demons, they can't afford to let their guard down. The whole village would be slaughtered by monsters. The hero isn't saying anything. You'll be tied up and tossed into a cell at this rate. If you're going to be held captive by anyone, it's going to be the Overlord, not your fellow countrymen. Grab the hero and run. Leave on your own. Okay. Let's go leave on your own first. You can prove yourself without anyone's help. You make a run for the Overlord's castle, leaving the hero behind. A suspicious group of demons stand outside the entrance. They're talking about assassinating the Overlord. They immediately notice you overheard them. The underlings you recognized from before is the first to do something about it. This is just the way it has to be. They suddenly attack you. In that moment, you regret having ever trusted the demons. You die instantly. I just die instantly. Slaughtered Maiden ending. Okay. Again. Alright, grab the hero and run. You boldly announce that you'll accompany the hero to prove yourself. You'd rather risk what's out there instead of staying in the village that doesn't trust you. No one seems to know how to react. You grab the hero by the wrist and take off before anyone stops you. Near the castle entrance, you spy on a group of suspicious demons congregating. They're talking about assassinating the Overlord. You have to warn her. But the hero shakes his head. He says that if this is the true nature of demons, the world is better off with less of them. This isn't right, you think. What kind of hero passes up the chance to save a life? The demons have noticed you. It's now or never. You take into the castles and the unreliable hero follows shortly after. You burst into the Overlord's room, all your words spilling out at once. You should probably slow down, but there's no time. I just realized a detail that is very clever. So anytime we see one of the characters on the screen, their color is all there. So like the Maiden's purple, the hero is orange, the Overlord is magenta, and the little imp is cyan. But when they're all together, the colors are like mixed up. So I really like that details. The Overlord seems to have followed your frantic explanation, but clearly doesn't understand the urgency of the situation. The underling you recognize from before barges in and calling you a liar. You're surprised they were a part of this evil plot. They seem so nice. So other demons come in right up from the other side, saying the whole thing was the first underling's idea. Everyone's shouting at each other now. It's really stressing you out. You are relieved when the Overlord demands silence. She threatens them with violence, and you think she is very Overlord-like in this moment. The group of demons hiss at each other before shutting the door, leaving the little one behind. You watch as it pounds on the door in distress. Have they locked you all in? You have a bad feeling about this. And thinking, that must have jinxed it, because now this room is engulfed in flames. Oh, it's not like a blue flame anymore. If only you had ignored those demons before, and you and the hero wouldn't have stumbled into this situation. If you had just pretended not to hear them, if you left as you were told, only the Overlord would have been killed. But you couldn't have done that. That path isn't an option for you. You think that no matter what, you'll always strive for the path where everyone survives. It must exist. It simply must. The Overlord sees her underling. They beg for their life. You pray, and you don't know what else to do, so you just pray. The Overlord's claws pierce the underling's chest. They scream an awful scream. She digs and twists her claws into the poor thing while you continue to pray. But there's no saving any of you now. You, the Overlord, the heroes, and the underling's corpse are consumed by flames. And Devout Maiden ending. So I think it's getting more colored the closer to the end we're getting, I think. I wonder if there's gonna be a thing in the end where we're gonna have like a bonus ending and stuff. So that ending we got, I think, was this one. Yeah, the Maiden prays and everyone is consumed. That's what I got. What is this again? Wait, how do I get this? Didn't I get that one? Oh, no, I did get this ending. Okay, now the next one is behind something. Oh, it's something different here. Okay. So the Maiden stays with the Overlord a while, beautiful and heroic. Okay. But then a hero barges into the room. His clothes are stained by a dark liquid. It's dripping from this weapon too. You realize it must be demon blood. Something horrible has happened. The hero suddenly dashes towards the Overlord, sword drawn. Protect her! You selflessly throw yourself in front of the hero's blade, acting as a shield. It's funny, you think you never could have imagined this would be the way that you die. The roles are all switched around, but it feels right to you somehow. You are glad your destiny turned out to be saving someone rather than being saved yourself. As your vision fades, you hope that everything turns out alright for your new friends. Sacrificial maiden ending. No! And now I got Matir. Dies to protect the Overlords. Alright, and then do nothing. So I think the skull means that someone dies, not that you dies. The hero's blade pierces the Overlord and she lets out a horrible scream. You flinch. The Overlord is slain. The hero smiles and holds out a hand to you, saying it's time to go home. His gloves are drenched in blood. Hesitantly, you take his hand. The hero guides you through the castle, past the corpses of his enemies. You try to keep your eyes to your feet. There's blood everywhere. You shut your eyes, but even then, you can't escape the smell. All of this was because of you, wasn't it? You exit the castle and the hero leads you back to the village. Everyone celebrates the hero's great triumph over the demons. You feel sick, but you take part in the festivities regardless. Complicit maiden ending, or butchering words. Still hot here. Now, I can actually go back to this guy now, because now I can get the ending of a Matir ending. So I need to give her Matir and destroy the Overlord! You lunge forward to put an end to the evil Overlord, but your blade pierces the maiden instead. She has sacrificed herself to protect this demon. It takes you a moment to recover from the shock the Overlord wails. Why did you do that? You're not sure if the question is directed at you. The Overlord strikes at you in a vengeful rage. You parry and she is slain. Your sword feels heavy. You look at your hands and your clothes. Blood. So much blood. You look at the fallen maiden, wondering what to tell the townspeople. Why would she protect the Overlord? She must have been brainwashed by the demonic magic. You pick up the Overlord's head, wrapping it in your cape, and begin your long journey back to town. You will say that you were too late, that nothing could be done for the girl, but the Overlord is slain. There will be celebration. Loyal hero ends. Oh no. Now that's 9 out of 11. Alright, back to the maiden again. We have these endings. So this one's like, alright, maiden saves the Overlord, diplomatic, and, okay, disloyal, possessive. Oh, did we not see what? Oh, we haven't seen the possessive ending yet. Oh, but the Overlord objects to the hero's suggestion. You tell her you plan on returning soon, but she isn't having it. You feel nervous. The hero puts on a brave face for you. If you won't let her go, maybe you demons are evil after all. And if you are, I'll be forced to vanquish you. You leave me no choice. The Overlord suddenly jumps the hero. She tears into him with her claws. You want to cry out, but the scream catches in your throat. You watch because you can't look away. Had she really been lying to you all along? You wonder, is this your punishment for questioning the divine plan? The Overlord approaches you now. You back yourself into a corner. Her expression is complicated. Being captured by the Overlord in a horrible way like this was your destiny after all. She vows to keep you very safe from now on. You're afraid to find out what that means, but there's no one left to save you. You belong to the Overlord now. Capture Maiden ending A. Then we have the same one, but this time this guy is disloyal, so let's do that. Oh, so this is right afterwards, because it was your destiny after all. But the Overlord stops, or rather, someone has stopped her. Whatever held back your scream before doesn't stop you this time. The Overlord is being ripped to shreds by one of her demon underlings. You think you recognize them, but it's hard to tell with all that blood. Everyone stopped moving now. The room is silent, save for the underling heavy breathing. You thank them for what they've done. Even though it was awful, you feel you've been rescued from a terrible fate. They look at you, confused for a moment, but then puff out their chest. You should probably go home. This place is dangerous. Aww. You follow their advice and make your way out of the castle. You decide never to leave home again for the rest of your life. Escaped Maiden ending B. Oh. Alright, so there's 2 more. Okay. How long has it been? Let's keep going. Okay. Now we got Underling. We have, like, a lot less endings to get with him. So we've gotten, 3 bad endings so far. So Underling is granted the day off. Polite. So that doesn't seem to make any difference. Actually, I should just go ahead and do the thing in the first place. Hold on, let's overthrow her. No, you're sick of this overlord holding you and your friends back. You agree that it's time for you to change of management. Your friends suggest maybe you should be the new overlord. You like the sound of that. You announce your first act of rebellion is to take that day off like you wanted. Your friends aren't very impressed. You assure them you'll talk more about the assassination thing when you get back, which satisfies them. You sneak out of the castle to have some fun. Okay, so it's the same thing, and then... Chicken out. Okay, let's go chicken out then. You don't want to kill her. You can't go through with it. You turn and leave the room, but you find your friends blocking the exit in panicked whisper. You ask them to let you out. This seems to have been their way of testing your loyalty. You tell them this is pretty fricked up. Oh, whoa. And you ask again to be let out. The Overlord stares in her bed while your head is turned. The demons shut the door. You scramble into the Overlord's closet to hide before she wakes up and sees you. There's nothing you could possibly say to explain this and survive. You're trembling. You can't believe those douchebags would bully you like this. You feel like crying. Light flickers at your feet. It doesn't take you long to realize they've set the room on fire. You hear the Overlord trying to get the door open, to no avail. You're both trapped. Too afraid to move, you resign yourself to your fate. You and the Overlord burn together. Cowardly Underling end. Right, now I got 25 out of 41, so we're over halfway through already. Right, so we need, like, okay, so no matter what, even if she's polite or not, I can still take her to the castle, so that makes no difference. So take her to the castle. I need to do the disloyal route, and then I need to have diplomatic and possessive. Right, hear her out, okay. Then, alright, okay, let's kill the Overlord. Alright, you tell them you were joking, alright. So you keep going, and then you're like, oh, I'll just slay her and stuff. And then, oh, there we go, wait, You sneak up to the Overlord's room, but there's a couple of humans in there. You watch the scene unfold. You aren't sure why, but the Overlord suddenly cuts down the hero. She approaches the maiden you brought to her earlier. With the Overlord distracted, you figure this is as good as a chance as any. You launch a sneak attack, getting her right in the back. She flinches, giving you enough advantage to take her down. You rip the Overlord apart until she stops moving. That was messier than you would have liked. The maiden mutters something from the corner. Thank you for saving me? It wasn't your intention, but it sounds like you did something heroic. You tell the maiden to go home. This place is dangerous. She follows your advice and leaves the castle. Your castle. You are the new Overlord. Okay, that sounds better. Heroic Underling end. Alright, then we got 2 endings here of dutiful. So we need her to be a tyrant, start off disloyal, eat the maiden, return to the castle, and dutiful. Okay. Right, so obviously the maiden told me no. Let's overthrow her and stuff, and I'm gonna leave, gobble her up. And then change your mind and leave. There we go. Cool. A few hours of sleep, you're rudely awakened by the sound of battle. You emerge from your room to find that a hero has slaughtered many of your friends and work associates. What a jerk! Avenge your fallen comrades! Who does this guy think he is? Coming in here and killing everyone like some maniac. What did we ever do to him? You lunge at him while he's busy driving his sword into the god, who sometimes brought you food whenever they noticed you were feeling kinda down. You like that god. You wish with all your demon heart for this hero to suffer for his deeds. You bite into him, tearing flesh from bones. It tastes like iron. The hero struggles. You feel his sword go through you, but there's no pain, only retribution. More of your comrades pile onto him as your consciousness fades. The hero's overtaken. Your army is won. You have earned your rest. Vicious Underling ending. Can I do that again? Alright, and now, save yourself. You look around the lifeless forms of those you've known as far back as you can remember. You feel glad to not be in their shoes. You also feel guilty to be thinking that as you flee the castle, until you remember your role, not as an underling, but as a demon. This kind of thing is expected of you. Maybe you'll start a new life, far away from any humans or demons. where you'll live peacefully, alone, in some deep, dark forest somewhere. Deserter Underling ends. Right now there's 2 endings left, which I can get 1. So I need to overthrow, antisocial, obedient, trusting, resolute. Alright, you follow your friends, alright, they figure out a plan, you realize they need guidance, you tell them to assassinate her. Your friends agree and suggest that you play the assassin, but you can't back down now, you'll have to decide, and then you and your friends turn to notice a pair of humans have overheard your entire conversation. So yeah, this is always the scene where it starts to get very colorful, as if like, this is like close to like the true ending. They take off into the castle. Are they headed to the Overlord's room? Crap! The Overlord will kill you for sure if she found out that you were conspiring to take her out. You dash into the castle after the humans. Sure enough, the main's already frantically telling the Overlord everything. You shout that the humans are liars. Your friends soon arrive to back you up, except they don't. Instead, they blame the whole thing on you. They cry out that it was all your idea and that they were just going with the flow, just too scared to refuse your crazy plan. You can't believe they tell the Overlord such a blatant lie. You always knew better than to trust them. You're the one who didn't have a choice here. You all shout at each other until the Overlord demands silence. Regardless of who held this conspiracy, I have no choice but to punish everyone to keep you all in your place, crushed beneath my heel. She sounds tough, but lately all she does is sleep. You doubt her strength. You hear your traitorous friends mutter something about going back to a plan A. Suddenly the door slams shut. You're trapped in here with the Overlord and 2 humans, and then the room bursts into flame. You pound on the door, screaming curses at those who betrayed you. The hero joins you, vowing to slay the lot of them. You wish he'd get that chance. The Overlord grabs you by the throat. You cry for mercy. You were forced into this mess. You're sure now that they would have killed you if you sided with her. But the Overlord doesn't hear your pleas. She drives her claws into your chest. At least she made it quick. Aww. Traitor Underling end. So they keep saying that it looked painful, but she did it quick. Right, we've got 29 out of 41, so we have 12 more endings to go. So, there's always one specific ending we can't get to, so the Night Guy, so there's always one ending that is requiring of her that I need to get. Oh, wait, have I unlocked something with him? I got Disloyal Coward. No, I still need like a 4th thing for him. Oh, wait, I think I need to unlock, oh no, I need to unlock it by not having her be resolute. Okay, remove the resolute. There we go. You and your friends turn to notice the maiden from earlier has overheard your entire conversation. It'd be bad for you if the Overlord found out about this. Use the maiden for killing practice, toss her in the dungeon. You and your friends seize the maiden and bring her to the dungeon under the castle. It's empty, save for the decorative skulls. They're only there to make it feel more spooky. The maiden is very upset. You leave her in the cell to continue scheming with your friends. But now a hero has arrived at the front of the gates. He's asking about a maiden, perhaps the very one you just locked up. The gatekeeper, who must have seen everything, tells the hero exactly what happened. Uh-oh. One idiot, you think. Who gives the hero an excuse to start slaughtering us? The hero yells, "Prepare to face justice!" and the other such cliché hero lines before driving his sword into the gatekeeper's torso. You're small compared to a lot of your friends, so you're able to slip away without getting cut up by that sword. You get to thinking, if this hero took down the Overlord for you, everything might actually work out in your favor. You wait for things to die down outside before poking your head out. You spot the Overlord and hero locked in battle. They've won each other down, making this very easy for you. Once an opening presents itself, you hit the back of the hero's head, knocking him out. What are you doing? Couldn't you tell this was a duel? You don't respond, you have to carry out the assassination. You tackle her and rip her to shreds with your claws until she stops moving. You finish off the hero next, you can't let him revive and come after you later. Kind of cheap victory, but it doesn't make any difference. Anyone who manages to survive comes crawling out of their hiding places. You are the new ruler of this castle. Your subjects bow before you. You live in fear that they will one day betray you. Okay, that's the same. Lord ending A. Here we go. Now we've gotten the captor one, which now means that... now there's 2 other endings for the captor. However, my voice is really killing me, so I'm going to end this video here, guys. We are getting quite close to getting all of the endings. All we have to do is we have to do a few more minor stories for these two guys, and then we have to do the stories for her. We have to do all the endings for her, and then hopefully we can then finally unlock the final ending. Oh, but I'm really liking this. I quite like the multiple endings and things like that, and I'm quite excited to see how this ends up as. I hope this does end in a nice way, but, I mean, it's called the Bad End Theater for a reason, but let's see if we can stop that. Well, anyway, guys, thank you guys for watching this video. If you like it, leave a like, comment, subscribe, and bell. See you all in the future. Bye!